Hi there. Today I'm going to create a demo of how to install Angular material into an Angular project. So I'm currently using an existing project that I've created from a previous video, and the links of the previous video and the GitHub repo is on the description below. Okay, so let's start. First of all, at the time of this video, I'm using Node.js version 16.13. So let's use that. And then I have an existing Laravel API that our Angular project will consume. So I'm just going to run it. This is also included in the repo. And then run the client. Look at the output. Okay. So this is what we have right now. As you can see, it's a fairly skeleton couple of pages. So this is an Angular application with no styling yet, but this is working. Now let's try to install Angular material. So we go to its website and see here. Copy this command or type this command on your terminal. Make sure you're on the client project. Add. So for now, just use the default. Yes, installing the packages. So you can choose different themes, but I'm using Purple Amber for this. I'm including and enabling animations. Installing all the packages. Okay. Now let's run it again. Okay, then let's check the page. You should see a small change. Okay. You'll see that it's using now a different font that's provided by Angular Material. So the links are different. Now, let's try and use one of the basic components of Angular Material is it's material button. But first we have to import the material module. So you just go to your feature module where you're going to use it, and then just import mat button module. Okay. As you can see, we have now a button with the style of material. So we can set the color primary. Okay. So these colors are default by the theme that we selected. You can customize this. Okay. Next, let's try it on the text boxes. HTML input. So for forms and input, there's a couple of components that we're going to use. Before that, let's implement them on the rest of the buttons. Okay, that's it. Looks good so far. Now, for implementing the forms, we're going to need a couple of modules, the mat input module, and then the mat form field module. So the mat form field is like a container for form inputs. This can be used for So that's okay. That should be fine. It's just PHP Storm is not yet detecting it. So for label, we have the mat label component. Okay. And for the input, we have to add the directive mat input, that, and we should see the change. Okay. So that's how the material input looks. Now let's apply it for the text area. Okay. So for the text area, it's actually the same, just mat input, that. Okay. So we've applied the components. Should fix the UI a little bit. Okay. That. So I haven't included this in the previous tutorial, but here's how you implement a style. I'm using SCSS for this one. So you create a style file. Put the necessary styles. On this one, let's add padding. But before we can use that, we have to add that to the component as one of the styles. So we set the style URLs. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you'll see we've added padding. Now the UI looks a little bit better. Okay, right. Okay, looking good so far. So let's test this new form. It should work. We haven't changed the functionality, just the UI though. So, yeah. Okay. So we're done with the creating the form for to do. Now let's try and apply the material components on the index page. So there's a variation of the mat button, which is the mat icon button, wherein you can set icons instead of text. But for that, we have to import this module, mat icon module. Okay. Right. So as you can see, we're using icons here. Right. So inside the mat icon element is actually the name of the icons. So these are, okay, now we've set the color for these icons. Here's another cool feature of the Angular material. There's the tooltip. So this is a custom tooltip aside from the tooltip, the default tooltip of browsers. So here we just set the mat tooltip directive and add the text, refresh, and then you'll see that the tooltip was added. Right. So you can also set its position. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, so working. Now, this is good for a small project, but if your project is big, you might be importing these material modules on all of your feature modules. So What I usually do is I create a separate module just for exporting these material modules. So I usually name it material module. Okay, so the class. Then instead of importing it per feature, we just copy this whole thing. Okay, this is not necessary anymore. And then export it here instead. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna import this module, material module, to our app module so that it's gonna be applied everywhere. Okay, so that way you don't have a lot of import on your features for the Angular material. Although we've included it in our app module, make sure to import the material module on each of the feature module that you're using. Okay, so basically that's it. That's how you install and use some of the components of Angular material. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and I'll have more videos in the future for using Angular and some of its third-party plugin. I also make videos for Laravel, creating APIs and other stuff. So if you're into that, just subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.